So we've had a bunch of questions on how we did the Bronco flares, and I'm going to give you a quick little walk around of how we did it. To start off, you can see the mounted flare. It almost follows the exact same contour that the Frontier fender has. It's almost identical. For the modding of the flare, all we had to do was shave the ends a little bit here. Before I cut them, they kind of curved out and tucked out this way quite a bit, like a little notch. So we just shaved that down. And then on the back of the flares, there's this little lip around. Some of it's a lot bigger, so I just left this one, but it would stick out, I don't know, half an inch, and I just cut that off. On the other flares, there was little nubs that were sticking up. Cut those off. I took the little tabs out that were all in here that stick into the Bronco's fender. And then I took a heat gun and heated up this edge, and then just kind of pushed it in a little bit so it kind of matched the Frontier's shape a bit. These originally just came straight down because they mount to a flat surface on the Bronco. And that is all that's required to modify the flares. And if you have a snorkel, then you just have to do some trimming to kind of make it fit around. And then we're going to seal this up with sealant afterwards. Once I had the shape right, I just mounted it with clamps to the body in the spot that I wanted it, and then put some grease on my finger and reached through and just put little dabs of grease wherever I wanted a bolt to be mounted, and then inserted a riv nut in there. And that worked out pretty good. Everything lined up the way I wanted it to at the end. There is quite a bit of trimming that you can do. You can do it afterwards too. It'd probably be a good idea to draw a line and just cut this out, but you don't want to cut too high because you're going to get into this inner fender well. I ended up cutting too high before, and so I just have it tacked together in spots. For hardware, I'm just using M6 riv nuts, M6 bolts, and 30mm washers, and they actually fit really well into the back of the fender flare. There's a nice little lip that it can sit on. I'll show you right here. So right in here, it sits perfectly right on there. After that, get it mounted and tape it off, because there is going to be a tiny little gap, especially at the front of the rear ones. It's quite a bit bigger. You can probably heat it up and mold it more if you want to, but I didn't want to risk changing the shape of the flare, as it is pretty close to where it needs to be. And then once this is all taped off, I'm going to run sealant through here and seal it up so it looks like it's all one piece. Not going to use glue, just going to use a black caulking sealant. Now it's all done. Sealant's put on. The gap there is filled. It's basically just to close up any gaps. It's not waterproofing anything. Now the only thing left is to let it dry and then trim this up a little bit to fit snug. But they're sealed on. Perfect. And so they are covering pretty much all of the tire. and these are 37 by 12.5 tires with a Titan swap on -12 wheels. So if you had a little bit less offset, that would be beneficial, but for the most part, it's not too bad. And the rear axle is a Titan axle. So to get the same coverage, you'd need 3-inch spacers if you don't have the Titan axle in. Right on. Thanks for tuning in.